Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So this is part 2 of an epic book haul that is just got out of control. But if you haven't seen part 1 yet, no big deal. You can watch them in any order. It's just a continuation of all of the books that I bought the last month or so. It's just not good. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine, right? It's fine. All right, next book we're going to talk about is Black Rabbit Hall by Eve Chase. This centers around this kind of a famed estate in, let's see, it's a Cornish country house where no two clocks read the same. Summers are perfect and timeless. Not much ever really happens until one terrible day something happens. So then 3 decades later, Lorena is determined to get married at this Black Rabbit Hall where people really haven't been in a while, and she kind of gets thrown into figuring out what happened 30 years ago that caused people to run from this really fantastic place where everybody was loving to go. I love books that involve some sort of manor or castle or boarding house or boarding school that has some sort of secrets or something that has happened there before, so I'm super excited for this book. The next book I picked up is a collection of short stories. It's called Hungry Hearts. It was edited by Elsie Chapman and Caroline Tung Richmond, but it has a number of authors that are involved in this. All of these short stories center around food. It says it's all interconnected short stories, explores the many meanings food can take on beyond mere nourishment. It symbolizes love and despair, family, culture, belonging, and home. So that sounded really cute and will probably make me very hungry, which is fine. The next book I picked up is The Traveling Tea Shop by Belinda Jones. First of all, I love this cover. Probably more of a cover buy than anything, but this follows Lori Davis. She's always followed her passion after escaping family drama to start a new life in New York City. She's up for whatever challenges life brings. So when an opportunity arises for her to use her travel industry experience and serve as an assistant and tour guide for her idol, Pamela Lambert Lee, star of television's Tea Time with Pamela, she jumps on that chance. But she finds out Pamela is not really the person she thought she was going to be. She's just not quite what she thought, and follows her around and kind of, I think it's her assistant or something like that. It wasn't quite the job she thought, but it sounded really cute. Next book I picked up, I know it's mass market paperback, but it looks really cute. It's The Greenies by Myra Paperney. This follows 3 different characters who all kind of survived World War II. I believe they're all Jewish, and all newcomers of a group of people who came to Canada and who immigrated to Canada after the war. So we follow Danny, who's 17 and survived a concentration camp and lost his entire family. We have Lily, who is an Auschwitz survivor. And we have Marilyn, who is a Canadian teen for whom friends in high school are her highest priorities. The worlds of all of these 3 are about to collide in this book, so it sounds really good, totally up my alley. Next one I have is 84 Charing Cross Road by Helen Hanff. This is a book that follows 20 years worth of correspondence between Helen Hanff, as a freelance writer in New York City, and a used book dealer in London. And through these years, they never actually met in person, but they share this friendship, and it's just basically all of their letters that they sent back and forth to each other. It just sounded really cute and really charming. All right, we're getting there, I promise. Next book I have is The Beloveds by Maureen Lindley. Again, look at this cover. It's fantastic. So this one, let's see. Oh, to be a beloved, one of these lucky, happy people for whom nothing ever goes wrong. So we have Betty Stash is not a beloved, but her little sister, the delightful Gloria, is. She's the one with the golden curls and captivating smile, whose best friend used to be Betty's, whose husband should have been Betty's. And when Gloria unexpectedly inherits the stately family home with an imposing timbers and lush gardens, her envious older sister, deprived of what she considers her rightful inheritance, takes action. With the help of copious amounts of gin, a clutch of poisoned mushrooms, and a decidedly peculiar dog, Betty single-mindedly pursues a plan to see that the estate is returned to her in all of its glory, until her determined and increasingly unhinged behavior escalates to the point of no return. Well, that just sounds interesting. Next one I have is The Arrangement by Robin Harding. I know this is a bit of a thriller. It says love or money, what could go wrong? I don't want to know much else about it, but Heather Gutkoff blurbs it, which I totally trust her judgment. The little bit I will read is a pretty woman tale turns toxic and deadly in this provocative thriller of sex obsession and murder. Yes, yes ma'am, I will take it. Next one I have is After the End by Claire McIntosh. She is the one that wrote I Let You Go. This one follows Max and Pip, who is their strongest couple that you know. They're best friends, lovers, they're just unshakable. But then their son gets sick and the doctors put the question of his survival into their hands. For the first time, Max and Pip can't agree. They each want a different future for their son. What if they could have both? Sounds interesting. Next one I picked up was The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. Again, one I have not, I can't believe I don't even have this book. It was kind of crazy. I feel like everybody has The 13th Tale, and I finally picked it up. The next one I have, actually I do know where I got this one from. Krista from Books and Jams, who is an amazing friend, sent me this. She does book sales on her Instagram page every so often when she's on Holly Books, and I happened to notice that she has this. I have yet to read The Raven Boys. I've been wanting to and been interested in it, and so she so kindly sent me this book. So thank you so much, Krista. The next book I grabbed was The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas. I don't know if that's a Z or R. It says, beautiful, talented, popular, dead. There are no more cheerleaders in the town of Sunnybrook. Very interesting. Look at the cover. Very ominous already. Next one I have is 13 Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson. This follows Ginny Blackstone. She never thought she'd spend her summer vacation backpacking across Europe, but that was before she received her first little blue envelope from Aunt Peg. This letter was different than Peg's usual letters for two reasons. Peg had been dead for 3 months, and this letter included $1,000 cash for a passport and a plane ticket. Armed with instructions for how to retrieve 12 other letters, Peg wrote 12 letters that tell Ginny where she needs to go and what she needs to do when she gets there. Ginny quickly finds herself swept away in her first real adventure. Traveling from London to Edinburgh to Amsterdam and beyond, Ginny begins to uncover stories from her aunt's past and discover who Peg really was. But the most surprising thing Ginny learns isn't about Peg, it's about herself. Totally feels like a summer adventure book to me. Next one I have is Lying in Wait by Liz Nugget. This one says, my husband did not mean to kill Annie Doyle, but the lying tramp deserved it. That's all I want to read. That's all I read when I picked up this book. I was like, yep, need to know about that. And then this one is called Staying Fat for Sarah Burns by Chris Crutcher. I know this follows two friends. We have Eric and Sarah. They bonded over their statuses of being outcasts. So Eric is fat and Sarah has terrible scars on her hands and face. So now Sarah Burns sits silently in a hospital and no one knows why, and Eric must pore over his memories and recruit unlikely allies to uncover Sarah's terrible secrets before it destroys them both. Sounds like a unique friendship kind of made out of necessity. I believe he starts to lose weight though, and something happens with that. I want to say for some reason that's like hitting me as what I remember reading. But the next one I picked up is The Wicked Girls by Alex Marwood. This one says, on a fateful summer morning in 1986, two 11-year-old girls meet for the first time. By the end of the day, they will both be charged with murder. I don't need to know more. That sounds fantastic. The next one I picked up is, of course, my Morgan Matson read for the summer. Every summer I pick up one of her books and I read it. This one is Save the Date. She writes just really easy to read YA books about kind of the characters always are trying to discover something or learn something or a little bit of a growing up. So this one is, let's see, Charlie's sister is getting married. Everyone's coming home, all her older siblings. It'll be just like it used to be. One last weekend together before her parents sell the house. Charlie doesn't want to think about college next year or things changing. She just wants this to be a perfect weekend. What could go wrong? Well, I'm thinking a number of things are going to go wrong, and it's going to be fun, and we're going to learn a lot. Next one I picked up is What to Say Next by Julie Buxbaum. Julie Buxbaum wrote Tell Me Three Things, which I was absolutely in love with when I read it this year. So I picked this one up just based on the author. It says, let's see, we all know opposites attract. The tricky part is figuring out what to say next. So we have David and Kit. And we'll see what happens from there. I don't need to know more because I want to give this author another try. And then the last one that I have is a trilogy, and this is all chapters in Converse, and it's all your fault because you can't stop talking about this trilogy, but it is I don't know what, a Sherlock Holmes novel, so it must be that trilogy. So we have, I know the first one for sure is A Study in Charlotte, and then we have, I think it's The Case for Jamie and The Last of August. I think that's the order it goes in, but it basically is a retelling, Sherlock Holmes retelling. Thank you. I couldn't get that out of my head. So Charlotte Holmes is a descendant of Sherlock Holmes. She has to team up with Jamie Watson, who is again a descendant from Watson, I believe. I don't think they like each other all that much, but they have to team up to basically, I think they're both being framed for murder or something like that. So they have to solve that. I don't know where it goes in the other two books. Obviously I wouldn't want to, but first of all, I think these are beautiful. Second of all, I'm mad that this one is a paperback and these are hardcover, but I'll get over it. But I'm excited to give this trilogy a try because I just can't stop hearing good things about it. So, all right, I have three more that I kind of forgot about. And then I think I'm all caught up. So, first one I have is 15 Lanes by S.J. Laidlaw. So this follows Noor, who has lived her 14 years in the 15 lanes of Mumbai's red light district. She was born in a brothel. She seems to be destined to the same fate. She basically has to act soon in order to have any chance of escaping from that future. Across that city is a 15-year-old Grace, enjoys a life of privilege. Her father is the CEO of one of India's largest international banks, has brought his family to Mumbai where they live in unparalleled luxury. But Grace's seemingly perfect life is shattered when she becomes a victim of a cruel online attack. And then their paths, it seems like, intersect. Sounds interesting. The last two I think I picked up for my kids. So first we have Slight by Jennifer Somersby. This one takes place, we have our main character Genevieve, who it sounds like it says she belongs to a traveling players company, but it sounds like it's kind of circus-ish, so they do like aerials and acrobatic stunts and stuff like that. So it's Genevieve and her mom Dahlia. Genevieve seems like she has a number of visions that come to her. They've never really bothered her before. Oh wait, Genevieve has visions. Dahlia, her mom, has hallucinations that never really seemed all that strange until that evening that Genevieve and her mom are performing an aerial routine they've done 100 times, and her mom falls to her death. And then Genevieve, I think, has to kind of figure out what exactly happened. So that's that one. And then I picked up The Explorer by Catherine Rundell. This one says, he brushed away a stray bee and upturned the pouch over. Oh, I don't like it when they do like an excerpt from the story. No, tell me what it's about. All right, here we go. So from his seat in the tiny airplane, Fred watches the mysteries of the Amazon jungle pass by below him. He's always dreamed of becoming an explorer, of reading his name among the lists of great adventurers. If only he could land and look about him. As the plane smashes into the canopy, Fred is suddenly left without a choice. He and 3 other children may be alive, but the jungle is a vast, untamed place. With no hope of rescue, the chance of getting home feels terrifyingly small, except it seems someone has been there before them. So I picked that up for the kids as well. So these two are going to go on their shelves. Plus I got some Avenger and whatever books for Max. I'm not really sure where they are. They're around here somewhere. But that is the pile of books. That's insane. Okay, someone needs to cut me off. Like, seriously, cut me off. But I have been going through my shelves and been actually getting rid of some books and taking them to our local little library. So that has been happening. So it's not quite as bad. I don't know. Comment below, let me know if there's any books, any of these that I need to pick up sometime soon. Have you been hauling books? Please let me know and tell me I'm not the only one. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.